Okay, welcome back to Allergic to Stupidity and Thursday's business. What happened to the week? Where did it go? It suddenly vanished. It's been a busy week. Weather is turning down here, and it's resulted in first of my LOLs, laugh out loud kind of mentality of me being silly. That weather was really nice, so I'm going to open the windows. I'm going to open the front door. I'm going to let all that lovely spring fresh air come into my house. That was great. But when I do that, I turn off the furnace because I really don't want to be heating the great outdoors. My propane's expensive enough as it is. So I did that yesterday. I forgot to turn it back on last night. Didn't even clue until I was at a client's house. And from the other room, I heard a little girl say, "Daddy, did you turn the heat on?" He says, "Yeah, I did, but only a little while ago. Give it a minute, it'll be warm." And as soon as he said that, as I'm doing Pythagorean theorem with the student prepping for a test tomorrow, I went, I forgot to turn the furnace back on. No wonder my tenants are so cold. Brilliant. So that's number one. Step two, I forgot to hit start recording on this. So this is attempt number 2 for Thursday's business. So today's business, I literally have 3 Canadian businesses to look at. I have one from the West Coast, one from the East Coast, and one from down here. Let's start looking at the first one. And the first one is Thrift Books. And like usual, I will copy their addresses, their websites, into the description of this video for you. So remember, again, you have to copy that address and paste it into your address bar for you to access it. It doesn't automatically give me a link. So let's look at the first one. Oh, yes, I have to do a browse discount. Okay. There we go. It's working this time. Isn't it lovely when everything works? Okay, so okay. Here we go. There we go. Notice it's front page. It's got a front cover. Welcome to cringe-free book shopping. There's one of Matthew Perry. Okay. Now that's come up because as I was just perusing this website earlier, that's what I was looking at. It's the books that I would use for school if and when I teach English again. All right. So here's why I like this website. First of all, we'll look at these guys. Look at the price. This is Frankenstein, one of my favorite books to teach. The boys all think they think it's great that way. And it really gets into, please wait, I only teach this in grade 8 and 9 and higher. It gets into the human condition and how we would really like to play God and things like that. And that there's certain things that are beyond our control. And we need to evaluate our choices in life. So there, $11.99, list price $23. Now, having said that, I had a really small class that year, but I was able without a problem to pick up 6 or 7 of them. Like I did have a small class. I think there were 7. Started with 7 kids in that class. Okay. So now we come up here, and this is where we've got the book categories. You can pick and choose which ones you're looking for. If you're just looking for a good book, poetry, religion and spirituality, spirituality, self-help and relationship, thrillers and suspense, top 200 recently published. Okay. This is going to, they have included the series that are going on. Fire Ox, I think, is the one my tenant and my youngest is reading right now. All excited. I've walked into clients' houses and mommy is reading them too. They ask me, "Do you like this?" I read nonfiction, guys. Okay, so you can come over here, especially with this big push these days, Canadian authors. So you can click on the Canadian authors, and it's going to give you Canadian author books. Okay. Matthew Perry, please remember Matthew. Yes, you're going to say he's from Friends, but Matthew Perry is actually Canadian. Went to school with Justin Trudeau. Okay, so there we go. That's again. Now, Matthew Perry's book's been out for a while, but still, if I go down to Indigo, it's $25. And now it's $11.49. Okay, I'm going to look at kids because that's who and what I am. Okay, educational, STEM and STEAM. STEM is literally science, technology, engineering, and math. STEAM puts the arts in there too. Okay. Shop by age group, bedtime stories, diversity, classics. Bernstein Bears, that's a classic. Winnie the Pooh, Peter Rabbit, that's a big one. That's a really good price, $5.49. It's a board book. That one's a board book, but I think it was 11 something when I saw it the other day when I took my youngest for her trip to Indigo. Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. These are all cardboard board books, like little tiny people books. Okay. But have a look. I'm going to, as we're sitting here, I'm going to do this one because see what books they have for Dr. Seuss, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. Okay. LOL, I'm going to laugh. Explain why I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh when I look at that page because there is a push to have Hop on Pop banned from the libraries and the schools in Florida because it encourages violence, because there's pictures, and part of the story is that they're rough, the little person and little character and daddy are roughhousing, and he's jumping up and down on daddy. Well, all my kids jumped up and down on their dad. They roughhoused, they played, they had a good time. So there you go. Nicely laid out. Prices are good. Discount aisle. There we go. Teen markdowns, romance, mystery, political poli-sci, history, geography. You best, like a lot of things, it's take your time, curl up with a coffee or a hot chocolate, and look at it. So now I'm just going to look at puzzles and activities. There we go. All right. So not in closing here, but just to realize that this thrift book was in Easy and Thorold, Ontario. It's just outside of St. Catharines, so definitely down in Southern Ontario, heading almost to the US. It used to have a storefront years ago. The storefront closed with COVID, etc., and they shifted their business straight to online. They were getting more business through online than they were for storefront. So they've closed the storefront. You can't go in. It's just literally now a warehouse, and you shop online. I don't remember if last time I used them, I don't remember if I had a shipping fee. So there we go. So let's go out west, and we're going to share this guide. Okay. Coffee roasters. Never run out of coffee again. So we go to coffee. Again, I like websites that lay it out this way because I can go, this is what I'm looking for. I can get subscriptions, but it's an easy to follow website. All coffees. Colombia, Panama, Honduras, comes in little packages from $4 CAD Canadian. That just shows you what you're getting. And they give you a little description on what it's going to smell like. I like a starter coffee, so there you go. Kenya. There's an expressive, exciting. Take a look at it. Shop by brand. I'm just There's your brands. You can, if you've got a favorite brand, see if they've got it. Gear, coffee brewers, espresso grinders, kettles, scales, everything you would need. Wholesale. Okay. How to do it, coffee education. Okay. Visit the cafe. Okay. They're in Alberta, Edmonton, Alberta, and they actually have a storefront, but they will also ship to you. Okay. So just looking at coffees, let's do this. I'm going to do one. I don't know what I'm going to do. Add to cart. Now we can go to here, my thing, my cart's empty, etc. It works, okay? So that takes care of the one that's out west in Edmonton. I want to start encouraging or have people start, let's work at making Alberta, because I do realize, I understand where they're coming from, because I always feel like they're producing all this money and all this income in, and they sort of feel like they're carrying us. They're not carrying us as much as they think they are, but I can understand why they're thinking about it. But mine is, they always focus on, or Danielle Smith always focuses on the energy. Well, there's so much more to Alberta than that. I mean, their history, their culture is based on uh, the cowboy. So let's do things to encourage them to that. Now, understand that I've said it before, and I'll say it again. We don't grow coffee here, and neither does the States, except for one small little section of Hawaii. I have found that out, that they have got one little small section in Hawaii that grows coffee. And it's supposed to be very expensive. So by supporting a Canadian coffee, you're not only supporting the Canadian company, you're also supporting other countries and industries and those people that are picking and growing the coffee. So next one, this one's out east. Let's show this. So can you imagine a front page that looks more like the ocean than that? An East Coast success story. So let's look. Locally, start off with, I already knew this one. Shop local. Okay, it's available. I have said before, I've seen it in my Sobeys. I don't see it there all the time, but I have seen it. Okay, it's available at Sobeys across the Atlantic, and 1 kilo bags at Costco at St. John's and Halifax. Okay, so that's where you can get them. All right, shop online. Those are the pods. Watching again what you're looking for. Okay, that's what I get currently. Thank you for not currently being unavailable. We have gotten the one that has Screech, which is the coffee, but it's got rum mint flavoring to it. Oh, it's so good. It goes down so nice and smooth. Holiday blends. Okay. Ground mint chips. Eco roast. Maple. That might be a nice one to try. Everything's 100% compostable. There we go. I don't use the pods, so I can't speak for the pods. Those things, as far as I'm concerned, are not environmentally friendly. Okay, so that's the one from the East Coast. And we have all of these things. Oops, that ended up on an Amazon website. Shouldn't have ended up there, but there we go. Our coffee, home. Shop. Yeah, oh, these guys are connected to Amazon. They just went down my books. Anyways, it's really good coffee. and it's fair trade supplier. So I'm happy with those guys. Okay, let's stop sharing so we can get back to my gorgeous face. Okay. So there we go, guys. Today's Thursday's business. We've looked at thrift books out of Southern Ontario. They have a lovely selection because they're a warehouse. The books they have come and go. So I've never had problems getting school sets, like I said, but I'm not buying the newest books out there, right? I'm buying classics because that's when I teach English. That's what I like, the classics. And then we have the coffee shop out in Alberta, and we have Jumping Bean in Newfoundland. And the only thing I found with that Jumping Bean is they sell it through Amazon, and I boycott Amazon as much as I plausibly can. So there you go, guys. Have a really good day. I hope you enjoyed looking at those three Canadian businesses that will ship to you. Don't forget the other Canadian businesses that are out there that you can sponsor. Obviously, all our grocery stores are Canadian. And of course, they're going to have things in there that aren't Canadian because they're supplying you with everything. But I have seen people coming online looking for cleansers and things like saying, like Vim. Vim is not a Canadian. Where can we get something that's Canadian? Don't worry about if it's not Canadian. Go support our honest to God allies, like ones out of England or New Zealand or South Africa or wherever. Just you're boycotting American purchases, products, and American companies. When the Americans decide to not be stupid, then I have no problems supporting them. And I will concede, sometimes our backs are against the wall, like me and my ink. The only place I can get it is at Best Buy. That makes me smile for 30 seconds. Here it is. This is what I have to get. Obviously, it's eco-friendly. Yeah, it goes for the Hewlett-Packard printer I have, and it's produced in California. So, like, really, I don't really have much choice because I need ink for my printer. But sometimes your back's against the wall and you need it. So I don't have, you need a part for your car. Your car is a Chevy or a Ford. The part's coming from the US. You're stuck. Just want to boycott as much as you can. Okay, guys, take care again. Hope you enjoyed looking at those things. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any small businesses, Canadian businesses that you know of that will ship to you and have a website, please put it in the comments and I will put it on Thursday's business. Take care, guys, and have a good day. We'll see you next time.